So this video we're just going to look at more things you can do with samples. So I'm going to go into here, Shift Kit creates a new one. I'm actually in a Breakbeats directory. Okay, so I'll just choose this sample. Okay, so it's loaded in. Let's actually go into mode here. We're going to turn it to stretch because I'm going to show you one thing I didn't show on the previous video dealing with time stretch. So right here it's stretched to the beat. Okay, if I press this, it's going to shorten it in half. Now if I press play, what this is going to do is make it go faster, as you can hear. Depending on how far you set it is how it's going to stretch. What we're going to do now is change this out to cut. What we can do is load in multiple samples and trigger it specific parts of the breakbeat. So for right now I just want to start with just the kick drum. Okay, so I'm going to press start and make sure. Okay, so it pretty much starts right when I press it. Let's change the end now. So I'm going to make it that long. So I'm going to press this, and now when I put it in, it's going to actually go the length that I had set. So now that's our kick. Now all we do is press the next one up here and press load. It's going to automatically load the same beat. So now I want this one to be the snare. So the first thing we do is change the mode to cut. That means when I let go, it'll cut the note. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is go into the start here. So it's right there. I'm going to go in and refine it. So I'm moving to here. Okay, so about there. Now let's change the end. Okay, so that's about good for that. So I'll put a snare here and here, for example. We can trim off the ends. So let's just press play. Now, for example, if we want, this is very rough. You can actually go in, you know, obviously make it more refined to make it sound better. But this is just show you just a little bit of what you can do. Now for this, I want this to be the hi-hat. Change the end. Right before it hits the kick. So right there. Right there. Okay. Now let's just put the hi-hats in. Now it's a little rough. It doesn't sound great, but just so you can get an idea of what you can do with this. Let's actually make a new kit here. Let's get rid of all this. So creating a new song, creating a new kit. Let's just load this, for example. Just want to show you one other thing you can do. So change the mode to stretch. Okay, so we have a loop. Right here I'm going to load a copy of it. So load. So we just loaded the copy here, and it is set to stretch. Okay, so it's identical. We press shift reverse here, turn it on, and listen to this. So we can, if we want, maybe orchestrate. I'm just going to double this by pressing this and pressing the knob. We can orchestrate kind of like a reverse playing. And since it is pitch stretch, you can actually, it operates the same. So it shortens it the length longer here. So that was for kits, but you can also do, let's say, Shift Synth. Okay, that creates a new synth track. And then choosing from here the oscillation type, if we choose sample, okay, what we can do now is choose browse, and we can go through whatever samples we might have. I'm just going to go through the generic one. So these are from very old samples that I had saved from a long time ago. So now it's loaded in. So it sounds like the end of this wave is having a snap sound. So what I'll do is I'll change the end, okay? So you hear that. So we're going to turn this down. Okay, so no snapping sound now, because I chose end, and you can go to more refined if you turn the knob. Okay, so that's also, we can have oscillator 1. Let's turn the volume up on there, and then we'll choose type, sample. Now for oscillator 2, now we load browse. We'll just make it a string, for example. Now if we press play, now it's both of them together. I also want to change on the envelope here. We'll make it fade out. Okay. And also for this second sample, we can change its mode. So we'll make that actually cut. Now it's fading out. And so that's how samples work on the synth.